Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the books that I've read. Like, I'm reading this beautiful book of J. Krishnamurti, The Awakening of Intelligence. I hope that I'll remain consistent. I will not break my consistency, and I will upload every single day that what I have read in this book or in another book of Robert Greene, which is The Laws of Human Nature. So it might be very from alternate that one day I will uh, tell you what I have read about in this book, and the other day about in the Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. So this book, The Awakening of Intelligence, the first chapter was the discussion between a religious teacher called Jacob Needleman and J. Krishnamurti. Actually, he was a professor. Jacob Needleman was a professor, and let me give you some context about him. Uh, Jacob Needleman was a professor of philosophy at San Francisco State College, and he was the author of the New Religions. There is a book called The New Religions, and the editor of the Penguin Metaphysical Library. And this discussion is all about the like during the 1970s, several youth groups were moving from his house in search of truth, in search of some inner revolution. So Jacob Needleman's first question was that, do you think this new revolution of youth have any significance, or they are really serious about this inner revolution, about the inner transformation? Then J. Krishnamurti says frankly that uh, there might be that they are serious, but as far as I'm concerned, he said, as far as I'm concerned, J. Krishnamurti met some of the people who are advocating this youth revolution of inner transformation. He said that I didn't see any seriousness in them. What they really want is just moving from one form of entertainment to the another form of entertainment. All they want is entertainment, pleasure. They didn't have much concern about the truth. They don't take much concern about to know the root causes of pleasure and pain and suffering, which is the truth of our life. So and then the discussions goes on and on further between J. Krishnamurti and Jacob Needleman. And what I'm going to tell you today about that, because I have read probably 3 chapters of this book, and what I have learned, I will tell you in points that I have learned in this book. The first thing that is, J. Krishnamurti said us that, as he talked about in his also previous book that I have read is The First and Last Freedom. He always emphasized on the idea of the thinker and the thought, observer and the observed. So he said, uh, where does this thinker come from, and does that thinker really hold any significance in our life? Then, talking about this, he said a very beautiful line that I think we should remember it as a memory. Although he's against the memory, he said that completely wipe out your memory, all your past deeds and experiences, completely make yourself out of it, eradicate it. But just for instance, if I tell you, he said that the thinker comes only when you are not completely observing. Like, I'm in the present, I'm looking at the phone's camera, and I'm talking to you. Then if I'm not really immersed with you, if I'm really immersed with you, if I'm really talking with you, if I'm really attentive in talking with you, then there is no thinker, then there is no observer, then there is no experiencer, then there will be only experience, there will be any observed, there will be any thought. So since we are not take much concern, since we are not much attentive about the thing that is happening all around us, about the nature, he said, about the mountain and trees and birds, flowers, and all the rest of it. Since we are not attentive to it, therefore the thinker comes and we try to modify it with our own, for our own sake of profit. We try to exploit it. and all the rest of it. So this is the first thing, that if you are really immersed in anything, whether it is reading books, listening audios, watching somebody else, having sex, and all the rest of it, any works of your life, you are you are giving lecture to someone, you are talking with someone, if you are really immersed in with someone, there is no any thinker. And he said that that state is a timeless state, that the state is not of time, that is not time bound. Then at that place there is no any space, no any time, you are beyond that time. Since we didn't ever noticed in our life, so we can't say that whether it is true or not, but we should think about it. Because if I would say, we can call him J Krishnamurti that he was incorrect, he was wrong, he was misinformed, but uh, before saying that, we should try what he said. We should put his idea in our daily lives, put his idea on our life. And if it didn't happen, then I think uh, that would be better. Because to say, I think that J Krishnamurti's word, by saying that you didn't really attentive when you do something, so, therefore there is a thinker. By on saying that this statement is incorrect, you need a thinker. And when J Krishnamurti said that uh, there is no need of thinker, thinker is of the past, your thought is all of the past, your mind is the accumulation of past experiences, memory, hurts, sufferings, and all the rest of it. So this is the first takeaways that I've taken from this amazing book, full of insights, I would say, The Awakening of Intelligence. The second takeaways, I would say, uh, is when I was reading his discourse, or this cannot be said as discourse, because he called it a conversation between people. He don't claim himself as a teacher. He just say that he's a speaker, and he didn't say that believe on my words. He said experiment with my words. He said just do an experiment, just challenge my words, and all the rest. This was his idea. The second takeaway is that I've taken his conversation with people in New York in 1971. You hear that he was talking about the relationship between man and woman, and he largely talks about relationship. That why there is so inner turmoil or conflict between people, envy, jealousy, hatred, disgust towards each other. So, first point he said is the idea of division, that I am one and you are other. I am something and you are something other. And as long as there is division exists, there will be conflict, obviously. So he said that how to end this conflict. He talked about it much further, and then said that if we have any envy, if we have jealousy, if we have a jealousy in our mind towards other, we try to suppress it, we try to subjugate it, we try to transform it, sublime it. But it is not going on that way. If you really want to be free of your jealousy, your envy, your anger, hatred, disgust, then you really take into it yourself. Like when you are angry, then there is a thinker who said that you don't need to be angry, your blood pressure will be high, you don't able to think properly, and all the rest of it. So you try to subjugate, you try to suppress your anger. And here comes the thinker, and the thought is you are angry, and the thinker says that no, stop being angry, your blood pressure will be high, you might fall ill, you might fall ill. So J. Krishnamurti gives a plan that while you are angry, become 100% angry. Just be anger. Don't divide yourself that this is angry, this is anger, and this is me. Don't divide yourself. Just be the anger. And when you be the anger, then there is no any thinker. And since there is no thinker, so anger ceases to be. Because the more you try to suppress the anger, the more it grows, the more it enhances. So the Krishnamurti's entire focus is on that. When you are angry, when you are sexual, when you are lustful, when you are lascivious, when you are voluptuous, try to be just be that. Accept that situation. Try to be that. Don't let thinker come in. And by saying that, don't let thinker come in doesn't mean that you are suppressing thinker. Just be that. And it won't happen in once. It will take time. Obviously, it will take time. But try to go with it when you are whenever you are feeling any type of emotions, because as in psychology said that we are largely driven by emotions. We take decisions on the basis of emotions and then we justify that decision by logic. We are emotional animals. We take our decisions by emotions, whether it is in anger or hatred or love, so-called love, affection, care, adoration, attachment, obsession, all the rest of it. We are the human animals. We are the living mammals, and we take our decisions based on emotions, and then we justify it with our logic. I think that's all for today in this book. If I could get any much more idea, and if I would be able to much more if I would be able to explain it in much better way, then I will try my best tomorrow. Wait for that. Thank you very much.